actually had only one Grand Slam left with my special ranking. So which is why I didn't play the clay court, and I wanted to save it for Wimbledon, and obviously for the hard court season, I want to save more tournaments. So it's been a bit challenging, obviously, to schedule, not just because of the special ranking, but also because of the travel restrictions and everything. So Christina, I mean, I just asked Christina, to be very honest. I mean, I'm just trying to get a few matches in, to sort of feel my way through and try and to get that rhythm back and to get a few wins, which would be nice. And I've known Christina for a long time, and like I said on my on-court interview as well, I've played against her like 10 times at least, like if not more. So she's a great girl, and she's a great player, and it's important to get along with people. So that's it. It was pretty organic. It was nothing dramatic. And then after the US Open, I'm entered with Coco Vandeweghe, and then after the US Open, I'm gonna be playing a couple of weeks with Zhang Shui in Indian Wells and in Chicago. I'm not sure between the US Open and that before Chicago if I'm going to play another week or not.
All right. Thank you. Next, we'll go to Vatsal, followed by Philip.
Hi, Sania. This is Vatsal from Indian Tennis Daily. So could you talk a little about today's win? You guys seem to be gelling well towards the end, and there was a sizable Indian crowd in the audience as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky where we have Indians everywhere, right? And so I think that's always a plus. I've always said that throughout my career, that we're a lot of us, so we're everywhere. And it's obviously great to come out on center court after a long time, for me, especially to come out and get that win and play in front of the crowds, because God, we've all missed that so much in this pandemic. Yeah, I mean, I think we got better and better as the match kept going, which is very normal. It was good to get that first set, obviously, even if you're not playing your best, to get that first set through. And then you could see it as well if you watch the match. And the second set, we were playing better, we were understanding each other better, which is very normal in a new partnership.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Philip.
Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. This is Philip from Tweener Head Tennis. I really appreciate you taking this question. For you, you are the most followed, or one of the most followed women on Instagram for WTA players. And I was wondering, for you and in today's world, how do you feel with having that many followers on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? It seems like there's a lot of pressure now from outside voices that hide behind screens. So I wanted to get your opinion on whether or not having this many fans online adds pressure or is something that you don't really think about.
Honestly, I don't really take social media very seriously. And I think that we need to take social media with a pinch of salt. I think, social media is great to connect with your fans and to sort of have that direct connect with them and do a few lives here and there. But at the end of the day, like you said, there's a lot of hidden sort of faces behind. And I feel like there is a lot of trolls, for the lack of a better word. And I don't take either very seriously, neither the good or the bad. Like, social media doesn't really sort of like it doesn't really make my mood for the day or not, like of what someone says on social media, good or bad. So it's great to have that much of a fan following. It's great to have that many followers, but pressure is something that I've dealt with since I was 15 years old. I've kind of grown up in the limelight in terms of, at least back home, I've had a lot of attention on me, and it's something that honestly, like, I've become very used to. I've been written off multiple times, and I've been able to come back and play some of my best tennis. So I just kind of try to focus on myself. I try to focus on how I can play. And I mean, honestly, losing a tennis match is really not the worst thing that can happen to us. And that's just really the attitude that I go in with, and trying to give my best.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to Vatsal.
So Sania, talking about the kind of following you have, so you played with Ons Jabeur last week at Cincinnati. So both of you have been trailblazers for the sport in your respective regions. So how was your experience playing with Ons in Cincinnati?
No, No, it's great. I mean, Ons and I get along really well off the court. We're really, really good friends, I mean, I know it may come as a shock, but every time we step on the court, we're not really thinking about the trailblazing that we're doing. We're just going and trying to play a tennis match. So I know that from the outside, it probably sounds really exciting. And I do realize, and she does too, that the things that we have been able to achieve separately have done a lot of good for the regions that we come from, or the countries that we come from, or even the religion that we come from. But it's not something that we're constantly like, it's not really on our mind, but it's always good fun. I mean, we had a really tough draw last week, unfortunately, and she had a couple of very tough matches just before we had to play. And so we were like, okay, we're gonna have to try this again at some point, and hopefully she doesn't have to play 4-hour matches just before our match. But yeah, she was a lot of fun to play with, and most importantly, we're really good friends off the court.
Thank you. So I have one last question. So you haven't been able to play with a regular partner this year, so that may be due to multiple reasons, but do you think it has had any sort of impact on your performance on court?
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's never easy to keep changing partners every week, but it is what it is, and you have to kind of deal with the cards that you've been dealt. So you just have to, play them. And for me, it's about trying to go out every match and trying to enjoy myself. I mean, I'm not playing tennis anymore to prove anything to anybody or to myself. I'm playing because I still feel I have a decent level of tennis left in me. So now, whether obviously, because I've taken so many start-stops over the last couple of years, and for multiple reasons, it's been tough to find a regular partner. I mean, there's so many people even who are playing constantly who are like changing partners every week. But it is definitely really important, if you want to get to the top, to try and have a consistent partner. And hopefully next year, at the beginning of the year, I can play with one individual person and try and build on that.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thanks.
All right, that's all the questions we have. Thank you, everyone.
All good. Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
Recording stopped.